All right, so this might be the biggest news coming from the stream. And personally, my favorite, aside from the skins and the event and all that jazz, it is the release or the potential release of Chapter 15 Story Mode and 13 Hard Mode. But we'll talk about that in another video. Right. So it's been about 2 years now since Chapter 14 came out. It's been quite a while. Been quite a while to get an update for any sort of like end game story or whatever this game, but it could finally be coming at long last. So if you guys don't already know, the story as of right now goes up to chapter 14. So whenever they add this little arrow right here, means chapter 15 is going to be available. So what does this mean? I've said this many times before. The release of chapter 15 potentially and probably will happen means the level cap is going to be raised to 130. The reason why is because if they were to release chapter 15 right now, for 99.9% of you that cleared chapter 14 already, you're probably going to be struggling with chapter 15 a lot. Doesn't matter how good you are at the game, you're going to be struggling with chapter 15, mainly because of how the combat system works. And that is, if the enemy is higher level than you, you're going to be doing less damage, and you're going to be taking more damage as well too. As of right now, our level cap is 125, and 14-4 enemies are about level 128, I think, or 129. So we're already working with a 3 to 4 level deficit right here. So if you guys thought chapter 14 was going to be hard, if they were to keep the level cap at 125, and let's say the mobs and enemies at chapter 15 are going to be like 132, 133, yeah, we're going to be down 7 to 8 levels now, and it's going to be much worse. Much worse. So they have to raise the level cap here in order to release chapter 15. Now that's going to be quite controversial at first, I think, because getting to 125 is already really time gated. 130 is going to be even more time gated. It's going to make it so probably less waifus are going to be viable in chapter 15, similar to how chapter 14 works. But you can, if you want to RNG, you can definitely get around that. But it's just much harder compared to using like meta stuff right here. There's going to be quite a lot of controversy coming to this map. But for the most part, though, I am pretty excited, and I think this game really does need some end game content that's not just like another 125 fighter or whatever for a lot of people in this. So yeah. Anyways, though, a lot of excitement coming from this. Probably a new ship drop, probably another USS ship or something from chapter 15. Is it probably gonna be a good map to farm? Not really. I think as of right now, though, if they were to release a 130 cap, as of right now, anyone that's actually like farming, like kind of chill end game farmers are either in chapter 13 or 14 to get either commander levels or just to speed level up some ships or whatever. They're probably doing chapter 13 and 14, unless you're doing 12 like I am. I've been doing 12 for a while now. But with the introduction of chapter 15 and the 130 cap potentially, that means chapter 13 is going to be the new easy peasy farming map. So for a lot of us, if you guys are going to push for that 130 cap, if you guys want to do some speed leveling, 13 is going to be very good here. You can probably carry like a couple of ships or whatever. You can't run a full fleet or whatever as calmly as you can with chapter 12, but 13 though will open up to be a very good farming spot for people that are pushing more 130 ships. So actually pretty nice here, pretty nice. So that's one nice thing. There's also the potential of more Arbiter boss. So once again, OS has become extraordinarily easy compared to when it first came out, mainly because we got the 125 cap. Back when OS first came out, if you guys don't already know, we had 120 cap, which made OS, to me, more fun because it was much more challenging. Not to mention, it was kind of tricky at times to figure out how the game worked back then because no one really knew how the adaptability system worked. But overall, though, 120 cap was actually pretty fun for me. Now, with the 125 cap, everything just gets blasted. If you're not doing like an Arbiter fight, everything is just getting blasted here. So the 130 cap is just going to make OS even more easy. So I don't know what they're going to do here. Maybe they're going to keep OS the way it is as of right now. But OS is going to be even more of a joke with the 130 cap being released. Unless they somehow fix the system to make it like much more balanced. But what this does open up for is more arbiter candidates. Gotten seven we gotten seven so far, and only three that we can fight. So I'm hoping they add three more that we can just fight um in the game or something like that. I think it's 7 or 8. I don't know. But I wanted to fight more arbiters though. Fun mechanics. I think my favorite fight so far from new arbiters was Death. No, Devil. I think Devil. Devil was a fun fight. So I want more of that stuff if we can. Otherwise, though, I'm gonna be very, very sad. But I'm gonna be really sad though because I think they're gonna make arbiters a little bit. There's gonna be a discrepancy in arbiters because I think the initial first three are gonna be much weaker compared to the ones we're fighting later on that they're going to add. So for example, let's say they add three more arbiters, it's probably going to be 135 arbiters rather than 130 arbiters. So once the 130 cap comes out, the ones we're fighting right now, Hermit, Temperance, and Strength, are going to be much, much, much easier compared to when we were fighting it at 125 cap. I'll tell you that much. But the 135 arbiters though are going to be very, very tricky. Very, very tricky. So those are the things I'm looking forward to when it comes to the 130 cap. PvP is gonna be a mess as well too. I don't want to imagine the PvP stuff for 130 ships, but yeah, I'll let the PvP nerds have at it when it comes to 130 ships. Now, one of the biggest things though that we're gonna talk about is probably gonna be one of the biggest gates going into the 130 cap, and it's going to be these cog arrays right here. Hence why I've been saving them for probably a year and a half now. I've been using them unless they're on UR ships. We're probably going to be a lot of these. Unless they use some kind of new alternative cog resource or whatever, you're going to need a lot of cog arrays. Because as of right now, it takes about 3 weeks to 125 one UR ship in this game for cog arrays. 3 weeks. Yeah, it's quite a while. And I think it's like 2 weeks for like an SSR. So it's going to be a long time. So with the introduction of a 130 cap, unless they add a new resource that you're going to need to awaken them, it's probably going to be cog arrays again. They have to make cog arrays much more accessible than it was before. Because right now, though, we're not getting nearly enough cog arrays to get a lot of people into Chapter 14 content because it extremely, extremely, extremely time-gated resources. They have to up this amount. Especially if it's going to use even more going to 130 cap, they're going to have to change how this works. So either add it into more dailies or something, increase the amounts in daily raids, put some more into like shops or whatever. Actually, add it to the shops even. Put it in events. They have to up the amount of acquisition of these cog arrays. Otherwise, people are going to have a very, very bad time moving forward. If the cap of this game keeps going up and up and up, which I'm fine with. It's fine for me, but a lot of people are not as fortunate as me and to save up enough cog arrays moving into 130 cap. So some issues there, but overall though, the 130 cap I'm very, very looking forward to if it does come out. And Chapter 13 story mode and for 13 hard mode, which we'll talk about, is something I'm also looking very forward to. Hope you guys are looking forward to it as well too. I know a lot of people right now are thirsting for some Endgame content that are some of my longtime viewers, so something to look forward to. Let me know what you guys think, all your discussions and your concerns in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video as always.